This is the USFL Network. I am Hype, and this is Talking with Hype. I have a special guest today, Jamal. Jamal, how are you today, sir?
Good, Hype. Thanks for having me on your show. I'm excited
Absolutely.
to be talking to you today.
Definitely, definitely. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. So you are. Let's go ahead and introduce, the game itself.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Basically, fan football. It's fantasy football in the box. It's a card game. There's 104 cards in there, and you play fantasy football drive by drive. You play one card on a kickoff, and every first down you add cards on, and when the drive ends, either by punt, touchdown, or field goal, you score points. So every first down, say quarterback throws to a wide receiver, you have a quarterback and a wide receiver, you score points for that first down. And then for touchdowns, bigger points. And if you have defensive cards, there's defensive cards out there too. If you get a fourth down, get a punt, you get points for that too. So you're watching the game, you're playing the game. You're not setting any lineups, you're not having any drafts. You're just turning on a game with your buddies, grabbing a beer, and somebody's taking somebody's money, I guess.
yeah, that sounds like a great night. And
Yeah.
like you said, no drafts, nothing like that. Just it's a 5 card set, right? Somebody is
Yeah,
dealt.
yeah, yeah.
Each player is
You
dealt
keep
five
five
cards.
cards in your hand at all
Okay.
times. You kind of draw at random. There's no like turns or anything like that. When the first down happens, everybody takes their turn. There's star cards that are kind of can be played on any down, and they have different abilities like knocking people's players off the field, stuff like that. So it does have a little bit of a gaming strategy to it. And of course, you want to find a hot offense or the hot defense and play accordingly. That's the thing about the USFL that I like. It's like it's a new spin on football, right? So this is
Right.
kind of like a new spin on fantasy football, and it doesn't require any maintenance at all. And actually, people who are kind of shy about playing fantasy football can play this game, pick it up, quite easily and learn. Yeah,
That's good to hear. Absolutely. So I do have a small clip I want to play just so everyone gets the idea, that is watching,
sure.
that can actually see the game. So let's go ahead and play that.
Do you love football? Do you love fantasy football? You're gonna love our new game, Fan Football. It's fantasy football in a box.
Fan Football is a card game. It's fun and easy to play for up to 4 players.
It brings friends and family into direct fantasy competition.
Here's how you play.
Pick a game, shuffle the deck, and deal each player 5 cards. On kickoff, choose a position card or cards to play. Multiple cards of the same position can be played together.
On all first downs, continue to put cards in play.
Star or rookie cards can be played at any time. As cards are played, you replenish by drawing from the deck. When a play listed on the card is made on the field, like a touchdown or a first down, you score the appropriate points for that card.
A drive begin with a kickoff or a change of possession. A drive end with a punt, turnover, field goal, or a touchdown.
With Fan Football, there's no fantasy league maintenance.
It's fantasy football at your fingertips.
All right. Well, there was the
Yeah.
video there. Now you
Yeah.
did mention before we started here tonight that there was some Easter eggs in that video. You want to go ahead and
Yeah,
talk about that?
there's a couple famous people in that video. Well,
Okay.
one of them very famous, and one of them famous, I would say. For any Varsity Blues fans out there, the guy doing the main talking is Wendell from Varsity Blues.
Very nice. I didn't know that. That is great.
Yeah, yeah, and Silk the Shocker actually helped us out as well, lending his voice and his image to this particular video. I'm very grateful to both of them. Eli from Varsity Blues is my brother, so he didn't really have a
Oh.
choice, but Silk came through for us just to help us out with our video. Yeah, it was awesome.
That is nice. That is awesome. And this is the game. I know you showed it, but football, the fantasy football card game. And let's go ahead and get started with exactly how I came across as doing some research. I know you did start off on Kickstarter last
Yes,
year, early last year around February, March.
yes.
And what was your goal?
Actually, we didn't hit our bit ambitious, but our goal was to just kind of start to do as a small business startup is to really get the word out. I'm gracious for this opportunity. We started. I've been making games since 2006, and I've been playing fantasy football since early 2000s. And we always got to a point in the season in fantasy football where the season ran out, the league ran out. However, there's playoff games and more games going on. So, being game makers, we came up with a way to keep playing fantasy football. Now, life happened in 2008, everything, I had a, kid and soccer games and, that whole thing. And, COVID hit and it kind of slowed my life down, and realized that this game was still a gem. It just hadn't seen the light of day, and I had time to bring it to market. So, blessing and a curse, COVID, of course, but yeah. So that's the story. We're on Amazon now, and it's available with Prime, so you can have it right away. You can have it for this weekend's games if you want it right now. But yeah, that's our story. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Now, how long was the transition from the actual idea to to production? Like, who
Okay.
came up with the idea, and
Yeah. Yeah.
and when?
Oh yes. So Dan Siskin and myself and a friend Keon Cook, we were the brain trust behind the original design back in 2008. In 2019 December, it was resurrected while I was brewing beer at another friend's house.
Nice.
We were sitting around, and so we played it for the AFC NFC Championship weekend and for the Super Bowl, and everybody went nuts over it. I said, okay, this thing has legs. And then so we went to production on it around August 2020, and we had our first units back May 2021. So we did really well. We have a really good partner who's high quality product. He's been making millions of cards for casinos, and he moves millions of packs a year, and he's a really professional outfit. So I brought him in to do the hard work of our quality control and things of that nature. But we're creative people here at Dream Helmet Productions. I got a great team. Everybody's outside the box thinker. And when it came to the final product and the final tweaking of the game and the rules and the testing, it was the board that was helping me out with that. Yeah. So
Nice.
once we got to that point, we decided to try Kickstarter, but it wasn't really wasn't going to make or break us. We were already funded for our first run. So
Right. So you already got the head start. So okay,
yeah,
that's good. Good. So now I did come across really quick, boardgeek.com. Now, what is
yeah.
that exactly?
Board Game Geek is it's kind of a repository for almost every board game you've ever heard of.
Okay.
If you have a game that comes out, it's customary to put it on there. So for instance, my other game that I helped develop, Pirate King, is on there. So it's a place where you kind of offer it up as a board game. Now this is a more of a card game. A lot of those games on that site are very detailed and kind of messy with a lot of parts and heavy boxes. Um, it's designed. Our game is designed to be the Uno of fantasy football. So if you got people hanging out, you're hanging around, you want to get some action in, this is the game for you. If you're a football fan, you'll love it that much more.
Absolutely, absolutely, of course. Now, when it comes to the actual game itself, you did mention throwing some money down. Now, how
Yeah,
is it before the game even starts? You throw it in the pile type thing, or is it drive by drive? Like, how would you, if somebody wanted to go ahead and play this game
mhm.
and throw some money down, how would they do it?
I think the best way to do it is quarter by quarter,
Okay.
and you can do it kind of a bigger pot at halftime and a bigger pot at the end of the game. But we pay for like $40. Everybody brings $40. We throw it in a pot, and somebody walks home a little richer and somebody walks home a little poorer. You win a quarter, you win like some of your money back, but everybody is angling for the big pot. And you do play your cards during a drive in front of you,
Hmm.
but what's in your hand is hidden from your opponents. So if you have a big lead, you can try to hedge your bets by looking what your opponent has and trying to head him off with a pass. But there's a component to the game that makes each game unique, each card unique. On each card, there is a jersey number. Okay. If the jersey number matches the position, let's say running back number 20, and there's an actual player running back number 20 in the game, well, you can
Mhm.
turn that card sideways, and during that drive, you'll get double points for that card,
Oh,
not for
wow.
everybody, but just for that card. So sometimes you have quarterback number 4, and I'm a Raider fan. I'm not afraid to admit it.
It's okay.
And if I see the Raiders are going to get the ball, and I have quarterback number 4 in my hand, a punt is coming. I'm not going to throw away my hand. I'm going to keep my hand. So I'll wait for that punt to come, and then I'll play quarterback number 4 for Derek Carr and turn him sideways and get points that way. So yeah,
Okay. And he
mhm.
just signed a big extension too, so
He
you gotta
did.
be happy with
Yeah, I'm
that.
excited
Or
about
are you
that.
happy with that? Yeah? Alright, good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, let's be honest. AFC West, we saw Drew Brees go to in the middle of his career. He had a shoulder injury. Go to the Saints, and the Chargers pick up Philip Rivers, and Drew Brees earlier in his career wasn't the same quarterback as Drew Brees later in his career. And
Mhm.
I think the same thing can happen for Derek Carr. I don't think Derek Carr is finished developing. I think he is going to develop into that type of quarterback. Knock wood, and got him some receivers now. So let's see what happens. I'm an optimistic guy.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and jump into USFL. Have
Yeah,
you
sure.
watched the games this past weekend? And
Oh,
what did you think
sure.
so far?
Oh yeah, yeah. First and foremost, it felt like professional football. The guys were bigger, faster. There was a lot of good talent out there. The thing that impressed me the most was how well they executed for 3 weeks of practice. I mean,
Mm.
it was just unbelievable. Not a lot of penalties. Offensive lines blocked really well. Most of the defenses hustled and were physical, and the technology of it was great. You got helmet cams, you got drones buzzing around, and yard markers that coming from the booth, not from the actual guys stretching the chains. So, there's a lot of technology out there that makes UXFL kind of sexy to me, fun to watch. You know, you never know when you're gonna see the next um, gold jacket. There's been
Mhm.
gold jackets that have come out of the USFL. So these guys are getting a chance. They're playing hard. You can see they want it. The coaching has been pretty darn good because of the execution, because of there was great secondary play and tackling. So I think they're the USFL's on to something, and I can't wait to see how far it goes. This
Absolutely.
spring. And
Now,
I do
any
have a
any
favorite.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I have a favorite.
Oh, you do?
Um,
That was my next
yeah,
question.
yeah. I like the Stallions. I only say that
Stallions?
because they're the home team.
Right.
And until somebody beats them, they're gonna have the home field advantage. They look good. They look solid. They're explosive. They've got good quarterback. Chase, is it Jamar? Jamar Chase? Is it not Jamar Chase? Is it? No, sorry, not Jamar Chase. But they have a good quarterback, Jamar Smith. He good quarterback. Satterfield's good. They have some good players. Decent defense, and they fought back when they were down. They fought back to get back in that game and won the game, and seesaw battle between the Generals and the Stallions. So I'm going to go with the Stallions to win the championship. And I'm front running it, of course, because they're undefeated and they're the home team. But that's my pick.
Okay, no, that's a good pick. We actually have a friend of the network is actually Bobby Holly. He is the fullback for the Stallions, and we're going to try to have him on every Monday. And he actually, his teammate, and himself, they're called the Bold Assassins. So
Oh,
we're
nice.
we're looking to have them both on the show every preview or recap show every Monday. So good pick on the Stallions. He'll be happy to hear that too. So
Thanks. I played a little
uh,
ball in upstate New York a million years ago. Um, so, as a person who makes games, my favorite game is football. And I
mhm.
play all manner of games. I've made all manner of games. And football is my favorite game of all. It's just there's so much drama. There's so many pieces. Um, the coaching has so much of an influence, and then a player can also make a difference over the course of a game. So, which I try to do as a cornerback at 185 pounds. And at any rate, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so I'm enjoying spring football. I remember it when I was a child. We used to have the LA Breakers out here. I would go watch them play. I remember all the teams and all the great talent that came out of there. And it's very nostalgic for me. I like it. Yeah.
No, absolutely. And I remember not so much. I mean, I was born in '84. I'm 37, but as a kid, I remember hearing the stories of the Boston Breakers because that's where I'm located. So,
Mhm.
I actually just ordered my throwback jersey from RoyalRetros.com, who is a sponsor. I got to go ahead and plug them.
Oh,
RoyalRetros.com. I did go ahead and order a customized jersey from them, but the old school Boston Breakers. That
cool.
dark solid blue, and I'm waiting for the USFL network to be on the back. So I'm excited for that, but I love the Breakers colors. So, but I don't have a particular team because I am the USFL
I
network, so I don't want to go
get
ahead
a
and pick sides.
I
So
like nice old young or something. Can you hear me okay?
I can now. Yeah, you're breaking up just a little bit. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was gonna say that I would go for a nice old school Steve Young jersey. That would be
They do
hot.
have them. Yeah,
They have them.
and
Yeah,
they do have
yeah.
them. Yeah. And if you go to royalretros.com, enter USFL network as when you check out, you get 10% off. So
Oh,
I would
great.
have plugged it at the end, but might as well. I had the opportunity. So, uh, so Jamal, let's go ahead and get back into the whole aspect of the card game. Do you have anything in the future or that you're working on now? As far as card games moving forward.
Yes, I do. Uh, Obviously, it was a blessing that spring football came, and I get to show my game off during what be considered the off season, but not anymore.
Right,
Um,
right.
our company has a series of FanFu games. FanFu is the brand, so this is FanFu football. FanFu basketball will be next, which is a really really fun game. Again, you can have action on that one. FanFu baseball will come after that. Uh, we have FanFu soccer, and we have FanFu hockey. So we've got the 5 major team sports. We're going to be looking at some of the individual sports like MMA. It is Devin Bellamy for the Breakers. What a nice piece. Now, when I was watching this weekend, he stood out as somebody who's sort of definitely a next level player and an interesting story. Being an MMA fighter, leaving Florida State as a football player, and then returning to football. And it's just, yeah, I just thought that was a fascinating story. But as far as every one of the FanFu games are somewhat mechanically different. Although you start with 5 cards, baseball has a different mechanic than football. Football has straight downs, right? So we know that the first down and second down and third down is very regimented. As in, basketball is a non kind of down sport. It's a continuous flow sport. So we had to design rules for a continuous rule sport. Baseball is another one, very, at bat. So baseball has a different mechanic than football and basketball does. And hockey is just, and soccer are just out of this world. They're really, really great games. They're not ready quite yet. They still need more testing, but basketball is ready to come out hopefully this fall.
Oh, nice. Very good.
Yeah.
And the playoffs that are going on right now, my Celtics are up 2-0, so which is great.
Oh yeah. My Lakers. Where are my Lakers again? I have no idea where the Lakers are. No bad blood between us, though. No bad blood.
No,
Let's
no,
call
no.
it for now.
Now let's go ahead
Man.
and jump back just really quick because I did see an interesting note. Rams offensive lineman, Hall of Famer, and TV analyst Jackie Slater actually signed some copies of the game. How did that come about?
Oh, Jackie is a dear friend of one of our board members who's um, involved in sports broadcasting, and Jackie does the local Fox sports after the post game for the Rams, and I was fortunate enough to cross paths with him, show him the game. There is a star offensive lineman number 78. It may or may not be based on Jackie Slater. Because we don't use anybody's names or likenesses in our game. I'm hoping Canton will call me and I can do a deck for them with all the Hall of Famers. But Jackie just loved the game. He gave a copy to his son, who's the Patriot up there, the great Patriot, Matthew Slater, and
Yes.
he was kind enough to sign 3 copies for me. So yes, three lucky people are very, very lucky they got to sign Jackie's.
Oh, so
I'm
they actually received them.
Oh well, 2 of them did. One of them
Okay.
is in the safe. So
Right. I was going to say, did you keep one at least for yourself? I mean, it's a
I
big
did,
deal
I
right
did.
there.
Yeah,
Nice.
I guess I'm the
That's
third lucky
awesome.
person.
I mean, you put in the work. You might as well, keep something for yourself.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know if you want a signed copy of FanFu. I'd love to send you one.
Oh, absolutely. It's very interesting. I love fantasy football. I love all fantasy sports. But I mean, if you can literally have fantasy sports at your fingertips, yes, absolutely. Why not? I mean, you don't have to worry about drafts, nothing like that. It's
No.
literally, in your hand.
And
You
the
know.
beauty is too, it fits in your back pocket. You can just take it. You're on a plane, and
Hmm.
the game is on. You got this. You can run it with your buddy next to you on your way to a stadium. Whatever. It's just fun to have around. And the Super Bowl time and championship game time, playoff game time. Where really people are all gathered together. That's like when you get the most heat. You get two decks going. You've got like 8 to 12 people playing. Pretty good sized pot, and that's where it gets interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Instead of those squares, you can go ahead with that, and
Oh
actually,
yeah. Oh
be
yeah.
in the game, as they would say, and
Yeah.
make some money hopefully too. Super Bowl time, you can get 12, 15 friends and just try and run it up. Grab
There's
some
no
grab some quick cash.
there's no 1-1 on this Super Bowl square board. You know what I mean? There's
Right.
no
Right.
square that's never ever going to win. You've always got a chance. And to be honest with you, I've seen some nice comebacks in this game where I've been down like 80 points at halftime and got back in and ended up scoring like 450 points and winning 450 to 430. So there's a way to score this game, and it scores like dominoes. Have you ever
Hmm.
played dominoes before?
Yes, absolutely.
So you score it like dominoes and you total it up at every quarter. And kind of there's a guide in there. You kind of do a stick for 1 and a V for 5 and an X for 10. And then you
Hmm.
just total it up at the end of the quarter, and whoever gets the pot gets the pot.
Now you said the actual game itself can fit in your pocket. So let's go ahead and take a look here at what's inside. Can you
Oh
see
yeah.
that, Jamal?
Hmm. Yes, yes, I can see that. So what you see is the main deck there on the left. Is a sample of 4 cards. The green sheet there is the rules. So the rules are very small. I think there's maybe 12 rules. There are some things that needed clarification, so we wrote it out. And then those white cards at the top are kind of cards for player card reference cards. So if a player just wants to have it there to reference a rule, it can be referenced without having to take the box out and do everything like that. The box can be used also as a discard pile, and that's what we use it for discarding our used cards that need to go off the playing field. And I wanted to show you something else that's kind of interesting about this game. It does have a QR code here,
Hmm.
and this QR code takes you to a video of how to play the game. It's a how to play FanFu instructional overview. It's 2 minutes long, and if you watch it twice, you got the game basically.
Okay. So easy to understand, things like that,
Quick to pick up, easy to understand.
and a lot of
Um,
fun.
yeah, and a lot of fun.
It sounds like
And
a lot of fun.
you just start, just like fantasy football, you start, you know, I hope they run it. I know it's 3rd and 10 for, 3rd and 10 from the, 3rd and goal from the 10. But can you run it, please? I've got like 4 running backs out there.
I mean, there's always that draw play. You never know. You'd
There's a
never know.
draw play, there's screens, you're begging for anything. The best thing is the most plentiful card in the deck are offensive linemen, to be honest with you. And they kind of get universal scores, but offensive linemen can score touchdowns too.
Hmm.
And that tackle eligible, baby, that's the best. The tackle eligible, that's the best.
On our show, we love the offensive linemen. We interview quite a few players, and the O linemen love to come on. They love to chat. So I'm glad that the O linemen continue to get their stardom. Where, they're not given that during an NFL game or whatever the case may be, USFL game as much as the star players. So it's good to hear that the O linemen are getting there, are putting in that work and getting that notification.
That's what I thought, Hype. I thought, the thing that really impressed me, it's very difficult to coach an O-line to be consistent. And I thought across the board, okay, some teams had a little bit worse than others, but
Mhm.
across the board, they really did play some fine, disciplined, executable football up front. The majority of the teams did. So that was
Right.
really cool to watch. And I do dig offensive line play. I really do. It's dangerous in there. I know we used to call it the wash, because there's bodies and shirts and pants flipping all over the place. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
yeah. So the watch is not exactly where you want to be, but I like to look at the watch when it's going down. But it was some good play this weekend. I'm
Yeah,
looking
and
forward to next weekend.
definitely, and it starts tomorrow, which is Friday.
Hmm.
So which is even better, Friday Night Lights, that whole Friday night feel. I don't know, I enjoy that fact, and I just enjoy the fact that football is going to be around all year round.
Oh yeah,
So it's great for any football fan. The game itself, foo football, it's going to be played all year round now. You
that's
know,
right.
so
That's
which is
right.
even better for you.
And we're looking at having a tournament for USFL here in town. Um, and I'll send you a note offline about it when we do,
Yeah.
and maybe show you some video of people playing fan food at USFL, and we'll have a pot for that too. So stay tuned.
Absolutely. So let's just go ahead and recap. So basketball is coming out this fall.
Yes.
You were breaking up a bit, but I did hear soccer, hockey, baseball,
Mm-hmm.
and we already
Yes.
have the football. What else was on the
Oh,
horizon?
for in development,
Yes,
it's golf and MMA that
golf
we're
and
trying to,
MMA. Okay,
yeah, we're trying
so
to figure the individual sports out right now, and make it fun and flowable. Um, Believe it or not, it's not easy to like build a game. It's
no,
it's
it doesn't sound easy. It sounds easy and fun to play, but trying to build it, I wouldn't want to be you.
there's
And
a
you
lot of
and your
math.
crew.
There's a lot of math and probability involved. So and then you have to have fun as well. So you have to have the
Right.
fun is the number one aspect. Basketball is a hoot. We're trying to, like I said, we're trying to figure out, and our games work with the broadcast, right? So they don't play
Hmm.
independent of a broadcast game or a broadcast baseball, basketball, football game. When the game is on, that's when you're playing. So when golf is on, we have to, you know, um, figure out the rhythm of a golf game to bring it to
Hmm.
you. Or when MMA is on, how do we figure out the rhythm of MMA to bring it to you? So everybody has a chance to, you know, ups, downs, comebacks, and give you all the excitement you want in a sports card game. So
So
that's
yeah. I mean, you pretty much have the whole sports world covered coming up in production. But MMA is really intriguing because a fight can last, 10 seconds and then it's over, you know?
right, right.
So that's kind of
And,
tough. That's got to be tough.
and fighters are, I don't know, they seem a little beatable in MMA. It's like Styles makes fights in MMA is like the the order of the day. So you have that too. So I can't tell you exactly what we're working on, but we're
Right.
working on it.
No, absolutely. No secrets. You don't need to go ahead and spread the secrets out there or anything like that. All good. We'll definitely be looking forward to seeing them come out after production. So let's go ahead and before we do end, Jamal, where can we find you again? I know you're on Twitter.
You can find us at www.dreamhelmetshot.com. You can find us at Dream Helmet Productions on Twitter. It is on Facebook. We are Dream Helmet 9, and all those places where you can find us, and of course on Amazon.
Mhm.
Just search Fan Fu Football. We are the only fantasy football game there is. That's a card game, mind
That's
you.
awesome. That
Card
is
game.
awesome right there. I
We're the
love it.
only one on the planet, baby. Only one on the planet. So, come get them while they're hot. I'll make sure you get your copy.
That'll be great.
I might have to send you a copy for a couple of O linemen in your life. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But anybody who wants a copy that's affiliated with the USFL, you send them my way. And
Well, we got 9 guys. I think 10 right now under the network. So I hope you got I hope you got a few copies.
I hope everybody's raising their hand in there. That would be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Jamal, thank you so much for coming on. It was a pleasure. Talking football, talking fantasy football, fan fu football. Everything football, and anything sports. Is a great time. So thank you so much for coming on, and
Great to
really
meet you,
appreciate
Hyde.
it. Oh, same
Great to
here,
meet you.
and definitely want to keep in touch with you
Yeah.
because you're a great guy. And it's going to be fun, throughout this USFL season and moving forward. And, we have other interests or other sports out there. And, once those games are out, for the public after production, definitely want to pick up some copies and keep in touch so we can
Right on.
touch base on those too.
All right. Will do. Take it easy, Hype.
Absolutely, Jamal. Well, thank you so much. This has been Talking with Hype with the USFL Network. I want to thank Jamal once again for joining me. See you guys next time.